Hey guys, I'm Adam.
And I'm Andy.
And we are Roaming with the Milligans. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam with Roaming with the Milligans. Today we're going to be doing a few projects on our pickup truck here. We call him Appa. It's a 2003 Dodge 2500. We've had him for several years now. We've done all kinds of modifications to him to make him better equipped for what we like to do and the type of camping we like to do. He's primarily our camping rig. I do get to drive him occasionally on my days off, which is only about 10 or 15 a month. So he spends the majority of his time either camping or in the driveway. But I got several little projects that I need to do over the next couple of days and weeks to him. Some are minor, some are major. Today we're going to jump into a minor project. All right, guys. One of the first projects that we're going to try to accomplish today, or first task that we're going to try to accomplish today, is to remove this 3/4 inch rear seat. I have been thinking about for many months about doing a 3/4 inch seat delete in the back of this truck, and I got a good friend of mine talked in to helping me with that project. But the first thing we got to do to get proper measurements and everything is to get this part of the seat out. If you don't know that much about these Dodge 3/4 tons in the early 2003s, is they do not have a full 4-door rear door. It's a kind of like a 3/4 door, so there's not a ton of room back here for passengers. Occasionally we do have 1 or 2 passengers, so we are going to leave the single seat on that side. But today we're going to get started here by removing this back seat. First thing I gotta do is get my Step 22 tow roll out the back. Alright, looks like we got a couple 18 millimeters. I gotta do this by hand because I don't have any power tools. Good place for that one. For those of you that don't know, I live in eastern North Carolina, and this is July, and I don't have a lot of time to work on projects any time of year, much less this time of year. But when I do, it's always really hot. So it is blazing today. But you got to do projects when you have time, and I have time. All right, there's 2 on this side. So we move them over here. Don't let frisbee golf. You never know. Not quite. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm kind of a learn as you go kind of guy when it comes to mechanic work. About 50% of the time. 50% of the time I research. The other 50% of the time I don't. I just wing it. And I'm at a point now where I've got all the bottom bolts off and one of the seatbelt bolts off. And now I got to figure out how. It's supposed to be some trick when you lift up right in there. This is supposed to come undone from the back. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't know how. So I'm just going to climb my abnormally large self into the back seat here and try to figure it out. Figured I'd take y'all along for the ride. So we are on hooks. Oh, got one side. Now I gotta get out of here. All right, and we got the other side. Look at there. Whew, well, it's a little dirtier back here than I thought it would be. I don't know why. I thought it would be clean because the truck's 20 years old. A hunter had this truck before me. He did a lot of deer hunting and stuff out of it. We've done a lot of camping. It's not horrible back here, as you can see, but definitely going to be some cleaning to do in the next couple days. Now, we're not starting to build this back seat delete today. Well, if I get my camera work right. But I had to get the back seat out to get some good measurements for what we're going to do. My good friend Mike is going to help me with this project. Mike is a master carpenter. I am a subpar carpenter that manages to get by when his wife needs something done around the house. But Mike's expertise is really going to come into play here. I'm going to go ahead today, before I call it quits on this mini project, I'm going to figure out how to get some of this stuff out of the way here, seat belts and stuff. So as soon as I get the right wrench size and everything, I'll be back with you in just a second. Let's take a look at our little mini project here, getting the third row out. The 3/4 seat delete, I guess what you call it. Went inside, got the vacuum, cleaned it up a little bit, just that way Mandy would be a little happier with it on video. Still kind of dirty. Definitely gonna do a lot more cleaning before we start building. Probably get my buddy Mike over here and coming up with some kind of project, or some kind of design, I should say. But that's project number 1 done. On to project number 2 maybe. Alright guys, next little mini project we're doing on the truck today is trying to replace these front seats. These front seats are original. They got 250,000 miles on them. The passenger seat is gone. When I sit my cell phone here, I'm sitting on the frame of the seat itself. Now you can replace this foam. You can buy the foam, $250, $300. I've thought about that a bunch, but I got a set of 2013 front seats at a really good deal. So my goal for today was to put these 2013 seats in. Now, I'd read in a few places that perhaps they would bolt straight up. I read in several other places that stated that they would, but you had to have the center console. So I checked it out, and come to find out, you do have to have the center console. These are riveted in onto this bracket, therefore won't work unless I drill those rivets out, drill the rivets out on the other one, bolt them in here. Not going to do that, so I'm going to put this little mini project on hold until I can find a center console that matches my 2013 seats. So that's where we're at for the second little mini project for the day. I've got two more actually, that I'm gonna try to knock out before I melt out here in this heat, and before my lovely wife Mandy gets back from running errands, because I believe we have to take the puppy, or actually our older dog, Gator, to get an x-ray today. So I don't want her to have to do that by herself, so try to knock out as many of these projects before I can before she gets home. All right, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. It got really hot yesterday. I gave up on my little mini projects, but I'm back at it this afternoon. Got a little bit of time before we go out to dinner with some friends. So I think this is the 4th project on the to-do list, and this is the little more pressing one. I am a bit of a procrastinator, so I was putting off the scarier project until about halfway through my list. This is the TI PM for my truck. So basically, the brains of my electrical system. A lot of late model Dodges and Mopars have issues with this particular style TPM. Water gets in the back side of it, shorts out all kinds of things. The diagnostic process for my truck has been months, but it started with blowing rear tail lights. Was going through taillight bulbs and connectors like crazy on the back. Then it slowly moved into my throttle body. The throttle body would disengage and lose signal while you're going down the interstate. You have to pull over, turn the truck completely off, turn the truck back on. It would reset and you'd be fine. For somebody like me, not that crazy of a big deal. You know, I've been driving old trucks for many years. My wife, on the other hand, gets a little nervous when the truck randomly cuts off on the interstate, especially when we're pulling our little camper. Third thing is when I plug my camper up, the passenger side lights do not work on the camper at all. There's no power from the TPM, TIPM, MP, whatever it is. From here all the way back to the plug, without the camper hooked up, I have all of my brake lights, all of my turn signals. With the camper hooked up, I have all of them on the driver's side, none of them on the passenger side. All links back to this particular unit here. So how do you fix it? Well, you got to replace it. It's not a cheap part. I looked around, found a reputable company that rebuilds them with really good reviews. Procrastinated for months and months and months, saved up my pennies. So it wasn't something that I could just buy off the cuff. It's about a $556 part. There is a core, so I'll get some of my money back, so that's great when I get this replaced. If anybody knows me, I will rebuild the front end on a truck before I touch the electrical system. I'm not a fan. I'm a bull in a china shop. There's all kinds of connectors on the back side of this thing, so I'm going to take my time and try to get this thing try to do this right. Go slow, make sure I don't break nothing I don't need, and hopefully by the end of this video, all of my little electrical gremlins will be gone. First step, of course, when working on any electrical system, is disconnecting the battery. What's up, man? UPS. Yeah, man. What you got? Yeah, that's fine. Ain't no worries. I'll just grab them.
Hey, at least it's not as hot as last week.
Oh my goodness. I was in Florida Monday moving my daughter apartments. That was hot. 98 degrees, 115 hit index.
Yeah, I'm working in Cali, the Valley area.
Yeah.
And not the humidity, but one goes out there and I got up to 123.
Yeah.
And I would just think, you know what? I think moving north might not be the worst idea.
There you go.
Bobby, have a good one.
All right, man, you too. So, my terminals are not the greatest. So if anybody can put down in the description or comments below, tell me what the best set of terminals are for off-road use, that would be great. Greatly appreciated. So, the manufacturer of my replacement Tippmann says that in order to get a complete drain of the system before you unplug this Tippmann is you take your positive and negative and you zip tie them together. So we're going to let that sit for 5 or 10 minutes so all the power can drain out of the modules in the radio and everything inside the truck, and we'll be back with you in just a second. Alright, it's been a few minutes. Next step, removing the main power wire for the box. Alright, that's gone. I had to, when I was ordering the part, I had to take this out of the truck and get the part number off the bottom of it originally. And when I did that, there was a pop rivet down here that you can see that I replaced temporarily with a zip tie. Once you get your prop rivet or Brunswick County Redneck zip tie out of the way, next thing you do, your battery box here on these Dodges, it's just pivoted in there, so you just, well, I say I took it apart before, completely forgot about these other two bolts. It'll come off. Guys, not an expert mechanic at all. Don't plan to be one. Plan to show you every mistake that I make on the channel. Alright. There it is. Flip it over so we can get to my worst nightmare. See if I can move y'all around a little bit. Oh! Okay. So this is the part that I dread, is all these locking. So first thing we have to do, we have to push up on these red locking tabs, and then you push on this till it clicks. They say on all the videos, the key is to go slow so you don't break anything. And I'm notorious for breaking stuff, so I'm trying not to. There we go. That's one. Alright, that's one out the way. Oh, see, it's what we're not trying not to do. Just break anything. That's got to go. Maybe we try to take these off. Alright. I think I just broke that one. So I don't know how much help it's going to be in the future. Definitely got to slow down. I'm going too fast, because I don't know what I'm going to do there. Alright. That's why I've been putting this job off for way longer than I should. Because I'm scared to death. I'm going to break every single one of these and not be able to get them back on. Alright. All right, that was much better. All right, got these red locking tabs here, and here on these smaller middle plugs. All right, there. Got that one and that one. Here and here. And all right. Now to this side. This guy just does not want to let go. Now that one goes there, that one goes there. Alright, let's try his buddy. That's the sound that scares me to death. Alright. And it's out. Phew. Hopefully this one won't be as bad. There we go. Alright. Bring you down here. Show you a quick comparison. Alright, here's a direct comparison of the two. This is the old one I just took out of the truck. This is the new one that I ordered. There's the company that I ordered it from. Good people. Call them up, they'll answer all the questions that you have. You gotta have your make, model, year, gotta have your VIN number, and it's supposed to be matched to the VIN. Now if you notice on my new one, this is my old one, compared to my new one, there's some fuses missing in the new one. And I called them up and asked them about it, and they said that it had to do with updates, that some of the fuses that weren't in this one were not needed anymore. They were originally in this one from the factory, but they're not needed anymore. So we'll see. Here, this piece on the back, you'll notice it's not on this one. I'm going to reuse this. It's another $250, $300 part, and it's the front light module. It's supposed to handle the front lights and everything on the truck. And currently my front lights are working fine. So I'm gonna get this swapped over real quick, and then I'm gonna try to put it back in the truck, see what happens. All right, guys, got my front piece installed for my lights. Now it's just a matter of putting everything back in reverse. So they said you have to basically well, shit. As always, rushing and putting it on wrong. This is really why I try not to do this kind of projects, because I'm an impatient man. My wife will tell you. I'm patient to a fault, and then very impatient other times. And right now, I think my impatience is costing me a little uncomfortableness. Alright, that one, blue one on top here. Definitely a learn as you go process. Yeah. What you need, beautiful? Paper towels? You got them? Wife needed paper towels. She found them. Okay. All right. Believe it or not, guys, to the much of my dismay, all of those went back exactly where they were supposed to. I know. Believe me. I'm as surprised as y'all are. All right. Change the angle here. All right, guys. I don't know what to say other than we're gonna bolt this thing in and cross our fingers. Hope that I did the right research, gave him the right VIN number, and the truck actually cranks up. So we shall see. All right. Make sure that is metal on metal. All right. Take my tweezers, clip this. And then I'm just gonna go negative first. And then positive. All right. First thing that any backwoods homegrown mechanic will tell you is if you mess with the electrical system for any reason and you hook the battery back up, first thing you want to look for is smoke. I don't see any smoke. I don't see anything acting crazy. So I'm gonna run in the house, get the keys. We got to do what's called a hard reset so the truck can learn its new brain, and then hopefully she fires up. Be back in a second. All right, guys, here we go. Moment of truth. The TIPM is reinstalled. Battery's been hooked back up. Now I got to do a hard reset. So first thing I'm gonna do, got noise, that's good. I'm gonna turn it to accessory. I'm waiting for all the lights on the dash to go off. Should take 20 or 30 seconds. All right, check engine lights, the last one blinking. It's quit blinking. I'm just gonna wait an extra 10 seconds because I'm that kind of guy. While I'm waiting, shout out to Big Frank's Outdoors for the work attire. We picked up our Vintage Trailer Works XTR from them back in January. Absolutely loving it. If you're looking for an adventure boat, an adventure trailer, anything like that in Georgia or the Tennessee area, he's got 2 dealerships. Hit him up on Instagram, Big Frank's Outdoors, or BigFranksOutdoors.com. Good guy. All right. Turn it completely off, and she runs. So the biggest way to test it is to hook it up to the trailer and see if all the lights work. I'm going to drive it around today, this afternoon, after I get cleaned up. We got an event to go to a little bit later, so I'm going to do that. But so far, I guess I put it back the way it was supposed to be. Truck's running, it's idling good, sounds good. Got one light on the dash, which is the same light that's always on. check engine light. Check engine light's been on for check engine light's been on forever in this truck. It's the canister system. Either that or it needs oil. It does eat a little bit of oil, so I'll check the oil too. So far, so good. I'll check back with you. This little mini project won't be done until I officially hook it to the trailer and make sure the lights work. So I'm either going to do that right now or do that at a later date. I'll let you know in just a second. Before I drive it around the block and hook it up to the trailer, but just remember, guys, always hydrate. Got to drink plenty of water when you're out here working in this heat. All right, let's take her for a test drive, shall we? Catches up, I'll roll the windows up. Speed bump in the neighborhood. Something else I need to look at is there's always projects on the truck, and I've got 2 more small ones for this video that I'm gonna try to get into it if I can. But my brakes, I changed these things out a year ago, and they squeal and squeal and squeal. So I got to figure out brake pads to change over to or something. I also got to figure out something to do with this mic. You hear it? That's the brake pads. Alright, let's roll the windows up. We got the AC going pretty good. Just going to take her around the block, see how it does. Nothing crazy is going on with it. Radio works. Man, I tell you. It's the first time I've said this on camera, and I say it all the time to my wife, but I love driving this old truck. Like I would like to have or dream of having a brand new Dodge 2500 Power Wagon, but it would be hard for me to give this truck up. We've only had this truck about maybe 4 years. It had high mileage on it when we got it, but one owner, he'd done a lot of maintenance on the motor and stuff, but I've had to put alternator and brakes and just little stuff that goes out at 240,000 miles. We're sitting at 250,000 miles now. But it just, to me, it just rides like it's supposed to. It's a 2500. It's not the most comfortable ride. I've put some decent brakes on it. Tried decent springs and shocks to try to combat that. It's got third fab control arms, third fab Power Wagon coils, 5100 Bilstein shocks all the way around, except for on the back. I didn't put them on the back yet, but I got them. And it's got a little rake in the front, and I got to figure out how I want to attack the rear without going in for a whole brand new $2,000 set of leaf springs. So, if you got any suggestions for that, put them down in the comments so we can talk about it. I'm open to all decisions. It's got a little bounce in it when it hits a big bump in the back in the rear. It's probably because the springs are about wore out, so I might have to replace the spring pack, but I'd rather not. I'd rather do something just to get it level and maybe ride a little bit better. But right now, seems to be doing good. No lights on the dash that aren't normally there. Check engine light. Honestly, probably needs a quart of oil. To be perfectly honest with you, she does need a little bit of oil. Looking into getting the motor replaced soon. I've already got prices on that and everything. Talked with the guy that's going to help me do it. So, a whole lot cheaper to put a new motor with a 100,000 mile warranty in this truck than it is for me to go out and buy a brand new truck for sure. And I've already got an air compressor on board, and I've got some few things that just make this truck a good camping truck for us. If you'd like a full breakdown of the vehicle, build and everything I've done to it from the time I bought it till now, put it down there in the comments. Let me know you want to hear that. That would definitely be a video all its own, because there's not much on this old beat up truck that I haven't changed or touched since we got it. But right now she seems to be running good. We're gonna run her back to the house and back her in and plug her up to the camper trailer and see if the lights work for the first time ever. This will be the true test, whether or not my $535 was spent wisely or poorly. Because if it doesn't fix it, I don't know what I'm going to do. It really is driving just as good as it did before. The only real driving issue that it was happening with the old Tippmann was if you were on the interstate for about an hour, hour and a half, had the cruise control set, the lightning bolt would flash on the dash and you'd lose all power, which means, if you're a Mopar guy, you probably know what it means because you've looked it up before, that the throttle body lost all signal and needed to be recalibrated. So you'd have to pull over on the side of the road, interstate, wherever you were, cut the truck off, cycle the key, cut the truck back on, it'd fire right back up, get right back to going, and in a 6-8 hour trip, it might do it twice, it might not do it, it might do it once, it might not do it at all. So I thought the quickest way to fix that would be put a new throttle body on it, and I did, put a brand new throttle body. That did nothing. So 2 trips later, it did it again. So when I was looking at Tippmann's to fix my brake issue with the trailer, the brake lights, one of the second or third down on the list as far as diagnosing tools is, have you had intermittent throttle body inactivity or intermittent vehicle shutting off? And that was one of them. So hopefully that takes care of this problem as well. We'll see. Biggest test is going to be right now. I'm back in our neighborhood. I'm going to back it into where the trailer's parked and at least get it close enough that I can plug the trailer lights up. I'm not going to hook the whole trailer and everything up, so it shouldn't need to do that. So we'll see. Although, does the trailer tongue ground the truck and trailer, or does the 7-pin ground the truck and trailer? You know what? I don't have a clue. But you're about to find out with me, because I really don't feel like hooking the truck up to the trailer. I really just want to back it in, plug it in, and test it. So we'll see. I got good neighbors. We got really good neighbors that like to do similar things that we like to do. So they're not really upset when I park our camper in the side yard between our houses. The only one that really gets upset is Mandy for driving on the grass. Alright, so let's jump out and get this thing hooked up. This is the moment of truth. We got the lights on, the right turn signal on. Let's go see if we got activation. Holy moly. Would you look at that? It's the first time I've seen that since we bought the trailer. Let's go try the 4-ways. Look at that. All of our lights. I am absolutely overjoyed. Alright. Let's unhook the trailer so we can put the truck back in the driveway. Check back with you in a second. officially day 3 of being able to tinker with the truck before I got to go back on shift. I got to clean the back out, so that's next. Let's get to it. After it, I officially don't even remember what all's in the back, but I know I need to clean it out because I got to make a Lowe's run soon. One of them mini upgrades, like most 03's tailgates don't drop like that. Had to do that upgrade for the wife. She said the tailgate was too heavy, it was hurting her. So, works out. I enjoy it as well. Alright. We got some beach chairs from our last beach outing. We got a cooler from last week's beach trip as well. Slide that I built myself. Some boxes from storage. My tools. I don't know if you can see or not. One of the main reasons why I wanted to clean the back out is because I got some fertilizer in here that spilled. The main reason why I wanted to clean this out is when I went on the trip with Miss Sue to Corolla, I spilled some, what is it called? Fertilizer in the back here. And I'm sure it's eating away at the wood and probably damaging my tools that are in those boxes. So I need to get it out of there. Yep, that don't look great. Let me grab some tools real quick. And by tools, I mean my wife Mandy's broom. Or my broom. I think I use it as much as she does. So I built this slide system about, well, right after we got the truck, so about 4 years ago. And it's beat up. It is just about time for revision number 2. Got a lot of good ideas for the next one. I built it because, one, I didn't like how low the, let me adjust y'all. I didn't like how much height room in the bed the commercial ones took up. We used to have a tonneau cover before we got the topper used last year, and I still would put all my tools and everything and all of our camping gear underneath the tonneau cover, and I can put some pictures up to show what it used to look like before we got the tonneau cover. But I just didn't like the height that the metal ones took up, and I really didn't like the price. So always trying to be budget oriented, always try to do stuff on my own, figure stuff out so that I can do it on a budget but still get it done in with decent quality. And this is what I came up with, and it's done really good. Like I said, for 4 years, but it's definitely due for a rebuild. Bottom board, pretty simple. Bunch of roller bearings I got off of Amazon. second generation of this. It's probably going to have bigger bearings and more of them. Always got to have your hand wipes. Well, I did a shrub pruning job a month back, and I don't know if you can see that, but back's a little dirty. Over in the left-hand corner is my Viair air compressor. It's been in there 3 years now. It's going strong. Got no complaints with it. Had an air leak here and there, but I fixed that. Not a huge fan of my manifold system, so I'd like to rework that one day. And maybe where to... Whoa! Hang on just a second. Let me put y'all on a different post. Alright, as I was looking at my manifold, trying to explain that I don't like the way that looks, I found a minor problem that I'm really glad I decided to clean the back of the truck out today. Look at those two clamps. Apparently, over the last year, my topper has officially shifted. So, get y'all set up where y'all can come along for the ride. I'm going to jump up in here, loosen all 4 of them, try to get the topper shifted over to the passenger side a little bit, get that reattached. Really glad I found that today. It could be bad riding down the interstate, flapping like crazy. All right. First off, I got my old trusty cat dog bed to help with the knees. Let's get these ones that are doing absolutely nothing off. This topper is well used. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace a year ago. Probably about June of last year, yeah. And it was in South Carolina. It was on the guy a white Dodge 2500 diesel. Same year as mine and everything. Young kid had just bought the truck with the camper and didn't want the camper. And that was loud. He basically drove all the way to my house and brought me the camper. We took it off his truck and put it on my truck. It was a smoking deal. And I haven't touched it since. To be perfectly honest with you, so that looks like it needs to go, the front needs to go just a hair. That way. All right. Should have grabbed the broom before I got up in here. Alright, it's only 1,000 degrees in here, so the quicker I can get out of here, better off I'm gonna be. Guys, my phone stopped recording when I was finishing up the back of the truck. It got too hot, decided that it didn't want to do it no more, but I got it cleaned out, back bolted down like it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I forgot how many little tasks I've done on the truck. I was calling them projects and I was calling them done or undone, but just little things I need to get done on the truck, and I've not had time to do it here lately, and had a few extra days this week where I wasn't working my real job, and was able to get a few errands done, get some projects done on the truck. Got many more to come, guys. Please stay tuned. If you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment, do all the cool stuff you can do so we can try to grow this channel and I can get better at this videoing and better at all these things that I'm trying to get done. And just remember, guys, always do cool stuff.